Alright, I am going to say words just to make sure that we are coming through good on the stream. Chris, if you would like to follow suit and say some stuff, that would help.
Sure, yeah, I totally will say random stuff. My IP address is... Well, there's Olivia in the background.
Alright, everything's good. We are also going to hit record. That is important. So I have footage later. We're going to set you right here.
Why, you need to... You have an episode you have to work on, Olivia?
Hold on, is Olivia nearby? Oh wait, no, maybe I shouldn't ask that on stream. Never mind, I forgot we were live.
Ask after stream. I don't know how long this is gonna go for, but I'll probably...
Yeah. I want to have Olivia on Hollow Victories again.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, no, that's really talk.
I won't reveal the movies. It's a secret.
Yeah, I understand. If you're gonna reveal Batman versus Batman and Robin, you know, that's an interesting one, but a little bold of a choice.
Alright, I think we're gonna jump into the game. Well, we can give it a minute or two.
I missed all of what the hell happened last time because I dipped really fucking early.
Oh yeah, I thought.
All I know is that you got upsetty spaghetti.
No, there was an awful boss fight, and the emulator was like slowing it down to a crawl.
Did you know Matt Presents is streaming?
He is.
Oh. Okay. Give me a second, I'll be back.
Okay. We'll just sit here and jam. To the stars, you buy candy bars, rides a kid with a knack for invention. With a super-powered mind, a mechanical canine, bark bark, rescues the day from sheer destruction. This is the theme song. Oh, this is... The original theme song was like slightly longer. They trimmed out a little bit when it actually came to Nickelodeon.
We'll figure it out. Hello!
Hello. Welcome aboard. We were just waiting for Chris to get back.
We finished building a shelf.
That's nice.
Our pantry now has a shelf.
I'm back.
All right. Let's kick this baby into high gear.
And on certain occasions, black.
Continue game. There we go.
Jimmy Neutron in Sideshow Spectacular.
This better be spectacular.
It was horrible. It happened right before my very eyes.
What happened?
Are we at Retroland? Nice.
Yeah, it's Retroland time.
They don't go to Retroland in the episode.
They don't go to Retroland that much. I think only twice.
They go to Retroland a few times in the show, actually.
Oh shit, I don't remember it being that many times. But then again, I haven't watched the show, so I can't talk.
Phantom of Retroland is a pretty good episode.
Is that the one where, spoiler alert, Nick was the ghost?
Yes. But also Cindy and Libby were the ghost, and also Jimmy's parents were the ghosts, and then there was a real ghost.
And then Jimmy was like,
Feels so
actually... Give me a second. Olivia's going on an adventure, so
Oh, adventure. Sounds like fun. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, we're writing Octopuke. Oh, we're not even like... We don't even have to be here. I'm just writing it for fun. Okay. I thought that was gonna do something.
Oh, it's just for fun. Let's see if we can ride all the rides for fun.
Oh, let's ride the butterflies.
Oh,
Oh.
hello. You're gonna have to wait your turn, sir.
Pardon me, brother.
Sir?
No, that's the wrong button. There you are. What do you mean Carl might like this ride? He did like this ride. Alright.
Yay!
Oh god, the slowdown. It's not able to handle the butterfly ride. This is too
Or
much
this is
for
just
the
how slow it
emulator.
goes.
No, I hear the music slowing down. There we go.
Ah, okay. The butterfly ride is just too much. Egg.
Wonder what I can invent with this.
We love egg.
Go Gadget Balloon Fest.
Gravity defying.
Oh, cool. How come you don't get to see it on him?
Show me the mummy.
Cool. A gizmo piece.
Oh, we can't ride Show Me the Mummy in this game.
And that sucks. That's a cool ride.
This gizmo piece will come.
I don't know why they would keep that from us. I think we deserve to be able to ride Show Me the Mummy.
Think,
Popcorn and chewing gum.
Yeah, that's an invention. Yeah, popcorn and chewing gum.
you have been awarded a trophy. That ride looks
I think the emulator just can't handle Retroville or Retroland.
It's doing okay.
What is the spiky ride? Or is that even a ride, or is it just an art piece?
Yeah, that's just like a thing.
Ah. That's just there. Okay.
Hello.
Oh, is Michael here?
Yeah.
Hello. We're at Retroland. We got to ride Octopuke.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
And the butterfly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Octopuke, there's like a button you press and like actually ride the ride. Actually, hold on. I think I left a Twonkie over at the ride, actually.
Oh, man.
Matt, did you answer not JPEG's riveting questions?
No, hold on.
Not JPEG asked riveting questions?
Yes.
Won't be so long, so here are some of my questions. It's too late for sequels to Forrest Gump. Is it too late for sequels to the Forrest Gump and the Goonies? Also, would you consider 2003's The Hunted a carbon copy of Rambo First Blood? Goonies, I think, like, it seems like a very obvious sequel to do, honestly, but I think it would be interesting, right? Because, like, a lot of the actors in that went on to be, like, famous.
I kind of feel that way about Forrest Gump a little bit, just because it's a movie where, like, enough time has passed now, where it's like, okay, now you can insert him into all of these other events, but I know that you're not personally a fan of that movie, so...
Well, the author of the book, Forrest Gump, actually wrote a sequel that was... like, openly making fun of, like, the studio... because they, like, screwed him out of, like, a shitload of money. Maybe I do have
So,
to do this.
as a person that has a obsession with, I think, even if you could do a sequel even if the cast, like, isn't around, right? Like, I feel like, I mean, it's in good faith. Within good faith, you know, I think you can make one, but, you know, with the cast. But if you don't, I don't think you need one solidly with the original cast. It'd be cool to have that. Son of a bitch. Hold on, I'll be back.
Oh, wait. Okay. I've not seen The Hunted. I could not comment on it. Mars Attacks or Independence Day Resurgence? Mars Attacks, it's not even a fucking question. Honestly, I've thought about doing Mars Attacks versus, Independence Day, just like the first one, for Hollow Victories. That's almost seems unfair, because I think people like those movies, but...
Was Independence Day received poorly?
That's the thing, I don't really know that it was.
I feel like Mars Attacks probably was. Let me look it up.
Nope.
Nah, it was received like kind of in the middle. It's like a 56. And then Independence Day, released 30 years later. 67%. So not great for either of them, but not like terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, did I miss anything? I had to go do something.
Well, I don't actually know what I'm doing.
Also, the Goonies, didn't they technically have a sequel anyways?
I don't think
Like-
so.
Like, through the video games? Like, the NES one has
Oh,
Like, the NES game is definitely a sequel to the NES game, but, like, still, you know.
Okay, I did not see this thing here earlier.
What if you made like a series where every single sequel was a different medium? Like, so you start with a movie, then the sequel is a game, then the third one is a book, then the fourth one is like a fucking Broadway musical.
I feel like somebody
love
has
that.
tried that, and then they, like, fucked up at, like, one point.
The
It'd be
movie
very-
sucked.
Well, doesn't mean we can't try again.
It would. You'd have to like. I feel like you'd have to like do it with purpose too. Like you couldn't just do it for shits and giggles. You'd have to like find a good reason for the.
The
Feel like-
last phase is an ARG experience.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like, I feel like you just have to have the money to do that.
Well, the first one's got to make money, and then you use the money you made from the first one to make the second one, and so on and so forth. So what's the least money-causing way you could make a story?
Book.
The least money causing way to make a story. I mean, just
A book.
Yeah.
So you write a book first, then you move on to the next level.
Actually, I think you start, like, higher. You start with a movie, because then, like, if the
Yeah.
movie fails, then, like, it's cheaper to make a book.
Hmm.
I also just think it's a more interesting way to start than a book.
I think it really depends on, like, what budget you're starting out with and what you want to make. You know, because if you want to make a movie first, it's like, you know, you gotta have movie budget.
Yeah.
Here's what I'm proposing. Podcast first.
Yeah.
Look, radio dramas are back in a brand new form. I don't see why you can't take advantage of that.
I mean, yeah.
If I were to do it, and this is like a hypothetical, so I don't have to be practical about it, I would want to start with a movie because I think that would make the follow-ups all the more interesting.
You
Trying
know,
to like force the continuation in a different medium. Like
I
film
also
would be like the most generic way to start it.
Yeah, I feel like film is, like, the easiest place to, like, start people.
Yeah.
I guess it's like the most. Would you say it's the most accessible?
I think it's the most accessible, but hear me out. I think if we're gonna talk about a business plan, Mitzi's podcast is the smartest one to do, because like in a perfect world, film would be the right place to go, right? But there's so much shit within the business of film that I don't think you can guarantee anything. A podcast gives you the hype, and then there's also the mystery of what the characters are or what they look like or whatever. So then there's like more hype behind it, or there's so much hype that a podcast can give, right? If you do a radio drama. And then you finally get to see these adventures. You finally get to see the world if you do a movie next. Right? And then a book could fill it out.
Yeah, a book could fill in all like the unanswered questions.
Yeah.
The in-betweens. Like a novelization would absolutely it would fill in so much.
I would argue the last place to 100% go is the Broadway or the theater.
Yeah, that's
That'd be a
the
good
last step,
finale.
except for the ARG. I think that's the second to last step. I definitely think ARG is the last step.
Yeah, I'm talking about like an expense.
Or the first step. ARG is either the first step or the last step. It has to
You
be
know
one of
what?
those
Actually, ARG alongside, right?
ARG is first step, and then like all of the different medium releases are a part of the ARG.
Oh my god, we figured it out. ARG
But,
is
like-
the thread holding this together.
But financially, though, theater is always the last place to go, and I feel like a lot of people would be like, "Oh no, wouldn't that be like easy?" But no, that like theater is fucking hard.
Tremendously difficult.
Oh yeah, no,
And finally, theme park ride.
3D theme park ride.
That's,
Enjoy
like,
the rest
not
of the
even
stream.
good as the
Much
rest of the
respect
medium.
always.
3D.
It's actually like
Water-
a super popular ride, even though like every other version of it did poorly. It's like, well, let's just get this over with, and they release the ride, and then like everyone loves it, and it's like, huh. It like even gives a boost to like the other stuff.
It's like 100 years pass, and people are like, "This famous story, The Ride," and then you hear some nerd be like, actually, it was a movie, it was a multimedia."
a narrative way you could go about it, and this is just something I thought of now, and it'd be a pretty fucking dark way to take it. But if you went in the order of video game, movie, comic, and then book, you could have it be about a character losing all of their senses. So the game would be the start. Then for the movie, they lost the ability to move, and then for the comic, they lost the ability to hear, and then from the book, they lost the ability to see.
You know,
That'd be like a themed way to go about the transition from medium to
I
medium.
feel like if you're gonna do this transfer from medium to medium to medium, though, you gotta have something a little more campy. You can't go too dark.
I think you can go dark as dark as you want. Make what you want to make.
Well, that's fair, but I'm just saying it's like, if you want people invested, I would say like,
I don't know. I
That
think
you know-
depends.
you could do like a real trippy Twin Peaks type thing. I think people would follow
Yeah.
that across multiple mediums.
yeah, no,
And like that,
I like
that could kind of play into like the trippiness. It's like, why are things like this now? Why are we in a
Yeah.
book all of a sudden?
And you can
Yeah.
still have like a dark theme with a campy presentation, though, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
no, absolutely.
Because like it could be like a situation where the main character doesn't even fully know what's going to happen.
I
And
feel like losing the ability to see might go far. You might do podcast after losing the ability to see.
well, that's what that would just be dependent on how you wanted to go about it. Because to me, like losing the ability to hear is after the movie, because that's the
So-
comic, and then.
You know, the funniest thing about this, right, is that we're talking about this, but I feel like a few mediums have done this already. Just, I think they stopped at a point. Like some of them just went, you know, I'm good where I'm at.
But yeah, that's just like spitballing ideas on how you would pull something like that off. It's not really it's not necessarily how I'd go about it. That's how I would go about it if I had to start right now and like give you a whole if I had to like present something to someone like within a day, that I would just like, okay, this is what I'm going with.
Here's what I do. Here's what you do. You start the ARG. You start with the ARG, and that is interwoven throughout every single thing that you put out through the next whole thing. You put out the ARG, then you put out whatever the next accessible thing is, book, podcast, movie, I don't care what. And then you keep on going, and the point of the ARG is to see like where all these threads connect in these different mediums, but you don't tell anyone they're supposed to be connected.
You know, I think
They have to figure that out through the ARG and figure out how
Yeah.
it connects into the game.
That'd be a way
think
to
the
go
funny
about it,
thing-
for sure.
the funny thing about this is we were talking about Nicktoons Unite, and Matt brought up Injustice, right? I feel like that's one of the best ways to explain how something like this works.
I mean, yeah, there are definitely like characters who've appeared in every single medium.
Oh no, I'm just saying like Injustice has its own comic book because it had its own game. it had its own movie as well, and all of them are interconnected. So like,
Thing is, it's like you would make it something, but like without all the pieces of the puzzle, you would have no idea they're connected. So you could read the book or watch the movie entirely independent from one another. But if you read the book and watched the movie, you'd be like, hey, these go together. And then the ARG just kind of like it's the needle and thread that's making this media quilt.
Now here's the question. Do you, because we said that it could work, do we honestly think it could work? Like to have something that long of a project like work?
I think if you had enough dedication and enough grit and enough stick-to-itiveness.
And enough money.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, yeah,
No, what I
hypothetically
mean,
anything.
here's the deal. I don't mean the way of like it's gonna release because no matter what, if you have the money, you're gonna make it release. I just mean
But
like
would it be
commercially.
successful?
Yeah.
It'd be
That's-
hard to make it successful, but it's not. I don't think it's undoable.
I mean, that's why I think I was saying like start with the movie, because that is gonna be like, if people like your movie, some of them will follow you to the other mediums.
yeah.
Right? If the movie tanks, it's like you can just end it there. You're like, okay, well, we failed.
I'm more concerned with making an experience than making something marketable. I'm making art here, Matt. You're just selling.
Yeah,
art.
no, I get that.
I think the
But I
best way to
also-
put it.
I
Is
also
that-
feel like narratively it makes sense to start with a movie, depending on the story you're trying to tell.
Yeah.
I think the thing about it is that I feel like making art and making an experience is definitely a good way to go. But I feel like you kind of have to go hand in hand if you're doing such a big project, right? Like there is
Right.
definitely art to it.
That's what I'm saying is like you would get more of the funding doing smaller projects that cost less money, and you'd be able to get. It's not about getting people to follow the project. More so, it is about.
Oh, we
seeing
get to
all
test
the
our
little
IQ.
It's more about seeing all the little threads that connect within this little media quilt that you have made. So, like, maybe the movie could do well independently on its own, but so could the book, and so could the podcast, and so could the show, or the cartoon, or the game, or whatever. All of that connects. But you can enjoy them independently without realizing it. But when you do branch out to the other thing, you realize they connect.
Oh yeah.
It's like a revelation. And that's where the ARG comes in.
Yeah, I feel like the thing is that like we said before, the stuff has been done. I just feel like a lot of it's just messy. I think the problem isn't even that the project is a bad idea. It's just you need a perfect storm of creativity and also having people be surrounding you that will not let you fuck it up. Because I feel like you can get in your own ass for a project like this too quickly.
My problem is that there are definitely people around me who would let me fuck it up.
I also just feel like, and this is definitely an unfair example, but I feel like the MCU is one of those projects that's super long and people are upset with it still continuing. I know that not everybody is upset with it, but
The only thing I'll say about the MCU is they've been here before. Now, I feel like there was a little bit more excitement for the future during the last time this happened, but the MCU, it definitely was, like, I remember Age of Ultron coming out and people saying that the MCU was, like, dying, like,
this is a
that
sneeze
was
away.
clearly far from the truth.
This song is a sneeze away from Dr. Mario.
I think the problem is you're talking about making a scarf. I'm talking about making a quilt.
Oh, I know. Well, here's the thing, right? Is that, like, for sure, but, like, here's the thing at the end of the day, is that, like, if you talk to somebody like the person that made Watchmen, they'd probably tell you, honestly, but, because that's the wizard that he is. But, no, the man is legit a wizard. I'm not gonna say anything negative because he knows all. But, he brought up a point that, like, it is kind of the same idea, right? Once you go into the medium, right, all mediums kind of become one at a point if you start it like spreading off, right? Because like,
God, I wish I understood what the fuck you were saying.
I guess Watchmen itself might just be an interpretation. In reality, it is something separate than what it is, right? The movie Watchmen isn't like, it's connected, but it's not comic.
Well, yeah,
It's
a
hard to
movie.
explain. It's hard to explain, you know, because it's just the way comics work in a stupid way of where like they're all interconnected. Just
Chris is right. This is almost Dr. Mario.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's sneeze, and I hate it. So I want it to be Dr. Mario. I also don't like the angry elephant. He makes me feel
Why
upset.
does the elephant look so much more realistic than the rats?
Jimmy Neutron returns and every animal is hyper realistic.
Go you far.
Are you fucking kidding me? No one's gonna talk about Jimmy's moonwalk over there?
Oh my god, it's the Jimmy Shimmy.
Legit Jimmy Shimmy!
We've done it. We're
So here's
here,
what we
we're
need
at
to
the
do.
Jimmy Shimmy.
Here's what we need to do. We need to make a Jimmy Neutron movie. And
Again?
yeah. And then a TV show, and then a whole bunch of video games. Actually, no, Mitzi, you know what? You just explained. You know how you said you can enjoy everything separately? You just explained the Jimmy Neutron games and movies and TV show. I feel like somebody can enjoy the games without watching or knowing about the show.
Are you sure
Like-
they can enjoy the games or they can play the games?
Oh, they can. Look, some people can be desperate enough.
I mean, I feel like if you're telling a story in a certain medium, that should be, like, enjoyable on its own merits. Like, you shouldn't have to know about the thing that it's connected to enjoy it. We're playing as Ultra
but I'm
Lord,
not
and it's
talking about-
really fucking with the emulator. The emulator doesn't
Yeah,
know
oh
if
no, the
this game
emulator
is-
hates it.
The emulator doesn't know if it's 16:9 or 3:4.
Shit, I don't know either.
The emulator is having a seizure? I'm talking about not something that's necessarily like not only connected, but it just doesn't tell you it's connected. They don't tell you. You have to
Oh, no,
figure
like I
it
said.
out for yourself.
Like Jimmy doesn't tell you that there's a. I mean, the first one is the movie, the game, I think. But Attack of the Twonkies didn't tell you there was an episode coming out.
But it's like you know who Jimmy Neutron is, right? Like you know he has a show. You know he has like a movie.
You know,
There's no secret.
See, that's the thing, though, is that, like, as a kid, if you told me the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had a comic book or a show, I wouldn't have known, because I grew up with, like, the video games, right? Because it was such a weird concept, and then, like, somebody's like, they have a show, and I'm like, what do you mean they have a show, and they have a movie, and they have comic books, multiple comic books? Like, I feel like it's, like, it's the fact that we know Jimmy for sure, but I don't know if everybody, like, Olivia knows Jimmy through the movie, right? And then somebody told her later that there was a show because she didn't have television. So like, there is a heavy, like it's odd and it's very low, but there is a possibility that there is some kid out there right now that liked the name Jimmy Neutron and has played the games but does not know there's a show and probably found out somewhere in their lifetime and is super enjoying it.
He says that
I would love to meet. I'd love to meet that person that played the Jimmy Neutron games only and did not know there was a show, and I want them to make a YouTube channel, right? It's an impossible scenario that cannot happen. But I'd love it if they, like, reviewed the video games and then, like... So the comment section says there was a TV show.
Oh, Where do I get 50 tokens, Sheen? I didn't see a single token.
You have to kill the Twonkins.
I killed all of the Twonkins. Look. All 14 captured, 0 remaining. Where are the tokens?
Wait, do you have to play the games to get the tokens?
I don't think so.
So, is this an ever slightly off version of this song, or is it like the legit song?
This is the actual Benny Hill theme, which is weird because there's an episode of the show where they do like a parody of the Benny Hill theme. It's like not quite the real thing.
Alright, here's a better way to explain my idea. I'm not talking about just taking a concept and adapting it to a different medium. I'm talking about completely different stories told in completely different mediums, just set in the same universe.
Oh yeah,
See, but that seems like it exists.
it does.
But all mediums? Including an ARG?
You know, an ARG is probably the first place that, like, even if it's not official, you know there's a fan one out there.
I think ARGs are cool, but I would never want to make one. I just don't have the patience for that shit.
Yeah, no.
Like, it's that was just like, really, I just thought it would be cool to have like a story that continued, like every sequel is a different medium. That's what I know. That's not what you guys are talking about, which is why I stopped talking, let you guys have the floor. But I think it's an interesting idea. What Missy's saying, if I were to do it, I would absolutely just make it like every sequel is a different medium, and that's it.
I'll tell you this right now.
It'd be for fun, and I would fully accept that you might be working at a loss because that is what you have to do as an artist sometimes.
I'll tell you this right now, though. I would love to see people do it, but I'd love to see people do that right, because I absolutely fucking hate when people do that with different mediums, because it's happened before, right? It just...
Okay, give me examples, because you're saying it's happened before, but you're not giving me examples.
Final Fantasy, multiple video shows, books, and other stuff that are continuing the story of the game, and we're like, that's cool, what the fuck do you mean it continues the story? I thought we were done, and the writers are like, nope, here's the book, this is the sequel, you missed something, and we're like, okay, thank you, I guess.
I guess.
Kingdom
in that
Hearts
sense,
is another example.
You could say Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's is another one that does that.
I think what Michael is talking about is like a way different thing. Cause like, yeah, like there's a lot of like corporate stuff that I think has just been adapted into every medium, and it's like all considered part of the story.
No, so let me explain this one, right? Which it doesn't matter, because I don't know if any of you played Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII ends on a cliffhanger, right? And then they continued with a movie that went into a book, right? And that was the plan. And we're all like, why did you do that? Just stop.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, the book On the Way to a Smile and The Children Are Alright are canonical and necessary if you want to, like, continue the story. And then the movie Final Fantasy Advent Children connects right into the books, which we're all like, that's cool. And then there's a radio drama called Before the Crisis that came out, which is, I think it's hard to find now or some shit. So, and which is why I say podcasts are great, because they're not going to fucking go anywhere, hopefully. But it's just, it was part of the plan, and we're all like, please don't do that ever again. Oh, and then they did that with 15 as well. So.
But I mean, like, take Star Wars. Star Wars started off as a movie series, but there are TV shows, books, comics, and video games that are all canon to the movies.
Oh, yeah. The thing that sucks with that one, though, is there's a lot more books that are not canon due to the business model of it.
Yes.
Like, it's not like the same as being like, hey, look, this is the plan. You know? Because like a lot of the Star Wars books, which makes sense because the books are fucking ridiculous no matter how you look at it. You know.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think,
I feel like all I'm saying is
feel-
it's possible and it has been done before.
I mean, even if it wasn't for like big something like popular, I wouldn't be surprised if it's been done before.
It
I
doesn't
mean,
mean
a lot
don't
of the
do
time,
it.
yeah, a lot of the times a book or a comic, like one thing that has happened a good bit of times is show ends and gets continued as a comic. That like Invader Zim was a very recent example of that.
Yeah,
Comics-
Kind of Sad AM. That though, to be fair, I think the comic was before the show, but
yeah.
ideas for the show were continued in the comic after it got canceled.
Even before then too, like the comic continued some of the concepts that like, or you know, echoed some of the concepts the show wouldn't have done.
Comics are weird because there's like everything has an official comic, and it's like always like lore dense stuff. Like if there's a character that you're like, oh, why didn't this character ever show up in something? They're in the comics.
Then in the comics they have their own mini-series.
Skeeter from Muppet Babies, she's in the Muppet comics. They explain why she disappeared after Muppet Babies.
I think the thing about comics is that they are very cheap to make. And that's probably why we get that so much.
Yes.
I think in a perfect world, my version of this idea would come with no advertising.
I think that's the
No,
thing that's...
no advertising whatsoever.
I think that's the hardest thing about it, is that advertising isn't the worst thing ever.
It's all word of
Okay,
mouth,
I
no
got
advertising.
10 coins from that. Okay, I do have
Because
to play
it's like
these games.
everything you've mentioned still like it boasts itself on the fact that it's continuing this medium. I'm talking like nobody tells you. Nobody gets to tell you that it's connected. Like everything it's like, okay, you know, we're like the creators and like the advertisers will tell you like, oh, we're adapting this game into a show, or we're adapting this movie into a game, or whatever. And I'm like, in a perfect world, my idea comes with zero anybody telling you that any of these things are connected unless it's some rando on the internet who figured it out. Like, that's my perfect world. That's my perfect idea.
Oh, for sure. I mean, to be fair here, most of those mediums that, like, for instance, Final Fantasy is the one I'm going to bring up because I'm annoyed with it. I didn't know it was canon until, like, way later. I think that's the problem with the idea, is that with that whole thing, is that not knowing, and I think canon is the biggest issue, right? And I think that's why, if you're going to do an object like this, canon be damned. Like, I know that sounds, like, crazy, but, like, sometimes you just got to say, fuck it, I want to tell my story without, like, worrying about, like, if Jimmy Five Fingers is like the character that like is in one book or isn't, you know? I feel like canon kind of is the issue, the stuff, because like it's like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think canon's the problem with everything, really, at the end of the day. It's the biggest reason why comic books are so fucking hard to get into.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of comics, and not really even just comics. A lot of franchises get really lost in their own lore, and that's normal because the business side. It normally is because of the business side. Like, it's a clash between people working on it and people just focused on the business side. Like, there's been some really weird retcons in entertainment over the years.
You know, I feel like that
Just
also comes
because it's
down.
like people battling each other.
I also feel like sometimes some retcons just come from the writer not wanting to do something anymore at the time.
Uh-huh.
Wait, is this a Yokian game?
Yes. It's Galaga, but with the Yokians.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's more like Space Invaders. Mechanically.
Yeah, I mean they don't fly on screen technically.
The Space Invaders, they're just there, and you have a mothership on the top. The only difference is you don't have barriers.
That is so unfair.
I didn't get any coins from that. Come on. All right, we're playing another.
I would love to go to an arcade and get coins. That would be the shit.
That Jimmy Neutron face is kind of freaking me out. They got Jimmy's reflection on here, and
So is this like I don't know why I'm asking you because I don't know if you'd know. But is this like an actual arcade where it'll just have a kill switch at the end? Or like a kill screen?
Good question. I don't think I'm gonna be good enough at any of these games to find out.
I need someone to do that. I need somebody to beat all these arcade games. Or I could just look it up. There's somebody that probably did it.
How much more Twonkies do you think you got left, Matt?
I think we're near the end. I don't know how near the end, but I think we're near the end.
How would you compare this to the special?
This reminds me of the fucking Five Nights at Freddy's minigames. There's like the lines on the screen and all
It
that.
reminds me of like some of the Homestar Runner games.
Oh yeah.
Are both of those heavily based off like Atari games?
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm not good.
You
at
just stopped getting coins. You know, Jimmy, for being a boy genius, you would think you'd be good at like computer games.
He was possessed by Matt.
You know what I need? Instead of having a multi-medium thing, I would need a character like House Delgado or like Duke Nukem to be in like a kid show, and them blatantly not being kid-friendly, but like the show is nice enough to them.
I was gonna say like Machete showing up in Spy Kids.
Yeah.
I think just recently, you guys ever see the Key and Peele skit, Substitute Teacher?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's not like a super dark, sketch or anything. It's just, but it's just like a comedy skit. But it's weird because they have like this ad on Amazon now where he's interacting with, he's doing the roll call of a bunch of other characters on the streaming service, and some of them are literally like Nick Jr. show characters. And it's just kind of weird to see that character from like a Nick Jr. cartoon interact with that character. I don't know. That kind of caught me off guard. Like Dora's in there too, and then there's just some character I'm not even that familiar with, but I've seen like commercials on Paramount for him.
You know, it'd be something that I would totally do if I had the money to do it. I would totally do. I would totally make like a show like BoJack, but release the show after it's out that it's based off of. Just for shickles. Oh, like horsing around.
Oh, okay.
And for shickles, I'd also release Mr. Peanut Butter's
Playhouse.
Yeah. No one in the world would care that it was released, but I'd be like, yes.
Playing so badly.
Come on, that's not worth anything at all. Jesus, they're...
Didn't this one give you like coins?
You only get coins if you do well at the games. And I'm not doing well at the games.
Yeah, this
I mean,
part of the
the
game
machine
seems
is
a little
brutal.
tedious.
I mean, no surprise, because this might... It's obvious. These are all based off of, like, actual arcade games.
Hmm.
You know, there's somebody's parent, like, you know, that's probably, like, good at these games. You know, watching their kid play them and being like, wow, you suck. Back when this was, like, rentable.
Rent a bowl. Just rent that motherfucker.
Go for it. He needs a home.
Yep.
That's not what renting is, but too bad.
He does parties.
He does tricks.
Yep, he's got horns. What more
He does
you want?
karaoke.
Yeah.
Go to a china shop. He'll get upset. That's a nasty stereotype.
He's bulls in China shops are actually very gentle.
He runs
Oh.
a china shop, actually.
Yeah. He's very good at carefully spinning plates. He's never dropped a single one.
We like it if you weren't nasty about it, but a lot of people are.
We're gonna play the easy frog or squirrel game.
I love, isn't that like a real squirrel from Jimmy Neutron and all realistic animals outside of that?
Squirrelger.
The squirrel down here in the corner is absolutely the squirrel from Jimmy Neutron. I recognize that motherfucker.
Was that the one that stole the Ultra Lord?
Yes, that's him.
Love.
It's also the one that gets bat wings and has its life ruined.
It's funny.
Actually, he
'cause-
seemed to enjoy having bat wings.
It's
Not
funny
at
because,
first.
like, in like a religious context, that sounds hilarious. Just, is that the squirrel that stole the Ultra Lord? The unholy squirrel.
The blasphemer.
Yeah.
You're doing great, honey. Ah, you fucked up. I'm not gonna compliment you anymore.
You know, Mitzi, you literally just went to how it feels to be a parent.
What?
You're doing great. Ah, you fucked up.
Fuck.
I mean, you're supposed to say it in nicer ways, but that is literally the whole existence of being a parent. Also, does the tail... Like, does the squirrel die on screen, is what I'm trying to ask?
Yes.
It's like legit Frogger?
Yes.
It's kind of fucked up.
I mean, it's not exactly Frogger, because you have to come back and pick up another acorn. But, and with Frogger, you have to, like, hop on the logs. And with this, I'm just avoiding everything.
Who just fucking let an elephant roll around? Like, that's my question. Who just let him roam out here?
Let him live his best life, alright? We do not know the ecosystem of Retroville, okay?
There's a sheep, there's a llama, and then there's a fucking elephant.
Hey, there
Mitzi,
is
that's
dinosaurs chasing school buses, okay?
That's just how these old
Yeah,
arcade games are, Mitzi.
Sheep and llamas and elephants?
Yes. And cars and
Oh, okay.
buses. And squirrels.
Good to know. I apologize for my ignorance. I will be holding a press conference in 2 days' time.
Pitsy gets on Matt's YouTube channel, makes one of those fake YouTuber apologies.
Oh, it's not an apology. It's just a press conference.
I mean, you should probably make an apology for the press conference.
I mean, I already apologized. What more do you want from me? I said sorry.
Blood. At this point, you know.
Blood for the blood god?
Sure. Yeah. No. See, here's the thing. An apology doesn't matter. It's just about if I see you cry or not. That's really what it is.
Oh, okay. Well, I cry all the time.
I don't see it.
You need to catch me when I'm off stream.
Oh, god damn it.
As soon as I leave this call, I am crying.
Oh, I'll probably cry on stream.
I have no idea, Sheen. I have no idea what's taking so long.
You know, you would think Sheen could probably play this game well.
Are these not optional?
No, I have to do these to get coins so I can enter the next level.
Wow.
That's bad. You know, they need the, like, Super Mario Wii Luigi thing to save you if you fuck up too much. I understand that these games came out way different times, but I don't care. I need Luigi to play the game for me.
I need a little rubber banding here. I need these games to get easier before I'm gonna be able to, like, do that well.
Can you do the Jimmy shimmy again?
Will that give you coins?
They will not.
No. That's lame.
Well, can you do it anyways for my enjoyment?
I absolutely can.
Thank you.
But I gotta finish... Ultralord's gotta finish killing all these butt plugs.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. We make a Duke Nukem show for kids.
Okay.
Right? With the crossover of like Shadow Warrior and, you know, whatever the hell else there is that they did. But it's gotta be for kids. But it can't like be too much for kids.
So like teens? Are we thinking like
It's like a
Teen Nick level show? Like that level?
I don't like this map. Okay, alright.
Yeah, this level is like really hurting it.
It's bothering my eyes, if I'm being perfectly honest.
It feels like I'm being squeezed.
I know what it's like to have a seizure now.
But like, I mean, it's gotta be like...
like... We're just... Okay, well.
You sure are, Jimmy.
See if this helps anything. Just like
it's
not playing full screen.
It's gotta be like that Gex thing that the person made. You know that fake Gex cartoon?
Yes. Fake Gex cartoon. I love that.
Yeah, no, I was thinking like Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm. Like that.
That's a good one as well.
That caliber of show for Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
I have to go now. I have to go to the store, so I might be back on and you guys are still playing, might not. So I'm gonna... Bye-bye!
Goodbye.
Bye. But instead of like Lo Wang, they just call him like Lo. Whenever he shows up on the show and his like accent is still super like not acceptable.
It's like even more racist.
Yeah.
It's like blatantly just some white dude like, oh, hello, it's a me.
Someone clip that.
And then like the pigs, like, I don't know if we go hard on the police imagery or not. And then it's gotta have like a G.I. Joe ending, so Duke Nukem's gotta be like, and he's gotta mess up the message too, you know? So it's gotta be like, all cops aren't bad, but all cops are bad. Remember, don't trust cops. Hey Duke, do you use steroids? Of course I do. There's nothing wrong with using steroids. And when it comes to saving the world and steroids, I'd much rather save the world and do steroids. Be respectful to your mom, because when she's in the club, I'm respectful. All that's clipped.
I'm not talking much right now. I'm sorry.
Hey.
I'm trying to wake myself up. I'm tired, but I wanna. I don't want to be. You know, I'm tired, but I do not wish to be.
I mean, to be fair here, it is the evening. You don't really have to try to be up.
No, I should be up. I wanna enjoy some time with you guys. Just.
This mini game doesn't make sense that it like does that.
I'm trying to see if there's a way to like set it like always to have it always on aspect ratio. Yeah, force 3x4. There we go.
Oh.
Oh wait. Oh, we gotta.
Oh, hey, Michael, did you ever try Dismune?
There we go.
Whatever.
The DS emulator.
Yeah.
Not yet. I
That's
haven't really.
much better. Thank you.
Haven't really figured out. Good. Never really figured out when I'm doing those games. I did record Generations of Tony, my cousin, but
Oh, you guys beat it?
no. So and I'm thinking like we might as well just wait until we're in person again to finish it. So it's not necessarily going to be what comes after Schoolhouse.
Yo, we need to do the RPG.
Yeah, that might be next, just out of curiosity. It might be fun. It's also good to just, like, again, get some of these out of the way. Because, like, if I just do good game after good game, I mean, we'll run out. I love this series, but there are a lot of bad games in it.
You know, I feel like I can't honestly say there's a lot of bad Sonic games, but I can say that there's a lot of them that just are just under, like, subpar.
Give me a minute.
I will say this, even though there's things I admire about 3D Blast, I do think 3D Blast is a bad game.
Yeah, oh, it's a
For
bad
me,
game.
at least.
No, it's a bad game. It's a straight up bad game. It has potential, which is most Sonic games, but it's a bad game.
I think 4 is a bad game.
Yeah. I think 4 is a bad game, depending on who you are, right? Like, if you're one of those people that, like, is a super casual on Sonic, I can see where you'd be like, it's alright, you know?
I think that...
You can't convince me that it's alright, but I feel like there are people out there that could easily say it's alright.
I think even looking at it for what it is, and I will not do a sincere review of it on the channel because I just think it's too... I can't do it with a straight face. I do think Sonic Schoolhouse is bad for what it is.
Yeah, I will agree with you. I think it's bad, but I think it's bad on another level of, like, is it really educational?
It's mildly educational, but I just don't like... the game made me sick to look at. Like, it's just... I played educational games growing up, and there's, like, you can make an educational game with some heart put into it, you know?
Oh yeah, obviously, the humongous games are that.
But, yeah, the fucking... I loved Clue Finders when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, Schoolhouse, really, it's like...
Math Blaster was also dope, even though it's not the same scope.
Oh, Math Blaster. I think I know what that is. Hold on.
Jimmy's a little too happy, and I don't.
Yeah, I played Math Blaster. I remember this. Zoom Beanies.
Zoom Beanies. The Oregon Trail.
Was that one educational?
The teachers told me it was. Anyways, I feel like the thing about Sonic is that there's like a lot of games that are just not. Oh hey, welcome back.
Yeah, Stage has a headache, so I'm gonna check back with them in like 20 minutes. And if they're still not doing okay, we'll probably just stay home.
Yeah,
Go
I
to the
feel
store
like
tomorrow.
I feel like a lot of Sonic games aren't as bad as people say they are. But if Michael started naming some off, I'd probably have to be like, yeah, you're right, yeah, because I'm not like heavily thinking.
I've just had a lot of bad run-ins with the series, but like, while still definitely considering myself a fan of the series, it's just
like, I know a lot of people don't like Secret of the Rings, but I absolutely like it.
So far, I like it. That's not one that I would consider bad so far, but I've also barely played it.
I like
think
Black
some
Knight a lot. I don't think people consider Black Knight bad though.
I liked Black Knight when I played it.
I've never really heard anything about Black Knight one way or the other. Like I know it exists, but like I've never heard anyone praise it. I've never heard anyone criticize it.
Like I feel like, and like I said, if Michael started naming off the bad Sonic games, I probably cannot defend them. But I don't know if Sonic had as many bad games as people say they do. I mean, they've had more games than most, you know, characters relatively, though. I'd even argue, I think Spyro had more bad games in, like, a collective amount versus Sonic.
Percentage-wise, there's more bad Spyro games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Spyro had a really good trilogy. Some people say they like the game. Some of the Game Boy games, I had them as a kid. I had like the one that people liked too, and I did not.
All right, here you go, Chris.
Hell yeah!
But I can't necessarily say it's a bad game. I just don't really like that. I don't really like. It's not just 3D Blast. I really don't like the isometric angle platformers. Like, they're not fun for me. I haven't played one that I've enjoyed. I just find them difficult to navigate through.
Oh no, for sure. And I'm not saying like you're wrong, because I'm not gonna say that 3D Blast is good. I think that there's a potential for it to be good. They just didn't do it.
I think that it's interesting. Like that's what I'll say. Like no matter what, like yeah, Schoolhouse was an interesting series to record. Most of that is because we were dicking around and not actually playing 3D Blast. Still,
like I said, if you named any other like bad Sonic game like 3D Blast, I can't be like, yeah, you're right, you're wrong, because no, that's not a good one.
We're just gonna keep doing the Jimmy Shimmy.
Yeah, why not?
That's the rest of the playthrough.
Yeah, that's how you beat the Twonkies. Oh no, it boosts his morale. Jimmy's gonna shimmy over to the arcade and beat some robots. Like, I mean, the third Sonic Riders game is pretty bad.
Yeah, that one.
Free Riders, I think.
People get stuck on the menu for that one.
I mean, and the game itself is bad, right? So I can't be like, nope, that one's fine. You know, it's just. I don't know. I'm willing to say that I'm wrong on the topic that Sonic has bad games, because I you know.
It's okay to have bad games. Like the thing with them is they throw so much shit at the wall and seeing what stuck did lead to a lot of interesting stuff.
Oh yeah, I feel like 06 is definitely not good, right?
06 could have been good, I think, is the thing. Like, I think no matter what, that story was going to be rough, because
Yeah.
that's what they wanted to do. Like, the game, that's not the game they wanted to release, but that story, that's the story they wanted to tell.
Yeah, for sure.
But even then,
But the gameplay could have been fixed.
Yeah, for sure. Like, the story, like, honest to God, there's aspects of the story that are fine, and they like, character-wise, I actually think that's like one of Sonic's best games, just because I think that's kind of like, that's personally what I think the character should be like.
In love with humans?
No. No, I think it's, I just like the idea of him being a character who goes around, he's like, he does what he wants to do, but like, he does what he does, like, he's more concerned about what he wants to do in the moment over anything else, but it's also normally what he wants to do is noble.
Yeah.
He's just, I think he's very likable in 06 and Unleashed, and then...
Oh, I like him a lot in Unleashed. 06 is just like, I can't feel a character out, but that might just be, once again, because I'm stuck on the fact that Elise is there.
Elise, I think, drags it down, but I love little moments like her saying, like, why are you rescuing me? And then he just says, no reason. Like, that's a very simple thing, but to me, that's exactly what,
Elise, I'm saving you because you're the princess.
What was I about to say, though? But yeah, I love the way he's portrayed in those two games. I agree, though. Elise is, like, something that brings him down a lot in 06. Because it's just a, like, on top of the weird, like, bestiality thing at the end,
I think Sonic should be allowed to date humans if he wants to.
Yeah, I think so too, honestly.
I think
Why
it's
does it matter?
weird in that
I don't like
series.
I think the art style doesn't really match. Like, she's like a very realistic human, and he's a very cartoony hedgehog, and that just, I think that weirds people out more than just a human and a hedgehog.
Yeah, I think that, like, there's a certain aesthetic that makes that thing, like, not uncomfortable. Like, I think, like, BoJack, for example, humans and animals date in that show, and, like, it feels very natural in that show. Like, there's nothing wrong with it in that show. In Sonic, it doesn't seem right. It doesn't fit there. I don't think it should be a thing there. I mean, with that being said, if, like, say a new show came out and they found a way to make it feel natural, then sure, I'm not gonna shun it 100% of the time, no matter what, but it just, in 06, it was weird.
I feel like, at the end of the day, it's not that Elise is a human. After all, we dealt with, you know, Sally being a squirrel, so I don't think it's a species thing, you know, at the end of the day.
But,
I think his issue with Elise is that she's really boring.
Yeah.
Like, Elise is just not, like, I've played 06 now, I have not beaten it, but I've played a fair amount of it. And
I thought you'd beaten it before.
No, my story from when I was a kid is that my Xbox broke trying to play it. No, my Xbox broke the game. I got that backwards.
That's beautiful.
I made it to the snowboarding level, and that's where I stopped. Elise just isn't she's just not a good character. Like, they really made her, like, such a nothing, gave her such a nothing personality. She is there for Sonic to save, and that's it. Like, say whatever you want about Peach, Peach has a personality.
Oh, definitely. I think the funny thing about, the thing that's funny, the shit that bothers me about Elise is not even real shit either. Like, that's just it.
Yeah.
Sonic's like, Elise, you need to run, and I'm like, she's in heels, dude. Give her a break.
It's also just the whole "don't you dare fucking cry" message
Yeah.
that the game is given. Like,
Methylis is like about to punch Elise. Don't
Gonna-
cry.
it's like weird because it's like if she cries, the world's gonna end, I guess. But also, just like it genuinely feels at the end of the game, it is like the message. I don't think this was intentionally the message, but the way it comes off is the message. Like what they're saying is like, hold that shit in, just smile. Like it's force and positivity, you know.
What bothers me is that the game just like, yeah, so none of it happened. They're like, so did Eggman just like get amnesia on his way there?
Yeah, I guess so.
Did he like, I'm gonna go capture Princess, and then Sonic blew out the candle. He's like, you know what? I don't know why I'm here.
I think I've mentioned this before. Colors is when it kind of gets like into a certain territory where it's like too humorous. And now Frontiers finally is like, I think Frontiers found a good balance.
I feel honestly that although I might not like the humor in Colors, I still like Colors a lot.
I like the game fine. I think a lot of it works. I will play. Like, I'm actually down to play that one again. Just admittedly, when I do replay it, there's going to be levels that I don't like.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like that's just part of the gaming experience. Is that there is gonna just be shit you don't like.
Guys, I think the Benadryl put the spiders in my brain.
I'm sorry.
Well, there's been frequent spider attacks on my brain for most of my life.
Sorry, the spiders are mean to you.
Yeah, no, but I'm looking at this post that's just like a compilation of people talking about seeing specifically either spiders or shadow people when on too much Benadryl. And
I swear I've said this before. When I get too high, like if I close my eyes too hard, I see a spider.
They're putting spiders in the drugs. That's how they get you.
Yeah, no, I don't hate Sonic Colors. I think it has some of my favorite musical cues, and like has some of my favorite levels. I absolutely enjoyed the fact that this isn't a game where Super Sonic is necessary, where it's just Eggman and Sonic.
Yeah.
Does that mean that Eggman is worth it?
I think that they just
I think they relied too much on comedy that didn't need to be there, and
I still think it was funny.
You know, that's the thing is, I disagree. I think that it's funny, just not in the places they want it to be. It's like,
there was one cutscene that made me laugh, which is Eggman, like he loses, and then he's like, "I got one more trick up my sleeve," and then nothing even happens. The cutscene right after that is him fucking up, and that made me laugh.
I think the thing I love is the one joke in a cutscene is the robot's asking if it's morbid, just because like that shit caught me off guard. And Eggman in the background on the megaphone is funny to me.
Yeah, that is funny.
And that's really it. Like, I don't think the game was like, that's all we were trying to make funny. I find Baldy nose hair funny, but that's because like it's so stupid that it's not actually funny. But like,
I hear that.
in another universe, it's possible that, unlike Eggman, he embraces Baldy nose hair. So now it's Dr. Baldy nose hair.
Yeah, that was honestly, that line in Frontiers was the first time I ever laughed at a Baldy McNosehair joke. Because that was actually funny.
I'm not the biggest fan of Generations, but I can still say that it's a good game.
I love Generations. If we're talking story, like Colors has more going for it than Generations does. Generations has like one of the worst stories of any game in the series. Like they had so much to work with, and they did nothing with it. Like, it's actually just, it's so disappointing.
I feel like the thing though is that the story is very important in gaming. Like, don't get me wrong. I just don't think that Generations needed that heavy of a story.
I don't think it needed that heavy a story either, which is why I like the game just fine.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I think that would be a way bigger problem in Frontiers, where clearly the story is playing a very big role in the game.
Yeah, I think the thing is with Colors, that's why I also don't hate it as much, because like the story's just there. Sonic Lost World, I feel like is an idea. I'm fine with it.
And stuff though. It's not the worst.
It's not the worst, but it also is like I feel like it's one of those. I don't know. They could have worked on it a little harder, but
I don't disagree. I think that like it has some decent ideas, but I don't know. It has some decent ideas, but it also.
I feel like it's.
I'm freezing. It has good ideas, but it's like really rushing through all of them. Like it kind of just wants to move beat to beat without actually focusing on any of the things they're setting up.
I feel like it's just we have to look at the franchise for what it is, and we can't like act like it's gonna be this like super epic thing all the time. Sometimes it's just gonna be what it is, and we can't be upset that it is what it is. It's like, yeah, Sonic Adventure was really good with the narrative, I think at least. And,
I do.
You know, I think Symphony too.
Look, I'm not the biggest fan of Generations either. I think people should just stop having kids. We need to end the bloodline.
Yeah.
Okay,
I agree.
But Mitzi, why are you right? I mean, that also might just be because people have a higher expectation for Sonic than I do. And that might just be it. Like, that just might be why I don't find him as, like, egregious as other people.
I don't know.
And I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm just saying, like, it's...
I think it's perfectly fine to not have a strong opinion on any of it. Like, I think that it's like, for me, it's fun to talk about it, so I'll talk about it. But at the end of the day, it's like, I just like Sonic. Even if it's a bad game, I normally have a pretty good time with it.
I feel like I'm just so used to people.
I had fun doing 3D Blast. Now, to be fair, if I wasn't in a call with you guys, I don't know if I would have. But I mean, like, the game's interesting to me just because it's like
fucking finally
a study of the
hell yeah, let's go!
Not do it. You can pull it off.
Hey! Super
Hell yeah!
proud
Oh,
of
damn it.
You did it! You made it
I celebrated
happen.
way too early. I think my problem with people
Wait,
saying...
no? Didn't make it happen? Didn't happen?
No, we beat
God
one.
damn.
We beat one game.
I think my problem with Sonic is that I know more people that feel bad about liking Sonic just because people made people feel bad about liking Sonic. And then, like, whenever Sonic has a victory, we're kind of like, yeah, we were here, though. Like, you know, like, Sonic Frontiers is a victory, but it's like, yeah, it was gonna be fine. Like, yeah, there's a possibility it was gonna be bad, but, like, we figured it was gonna be fine at some point. That might just be me being more optimistic than a Sonic fan normally is, but I don't know, I just...
Just depends on the person. Like, you get both. You get a little bit of everything with, like, fans of the series. There's some that are very, like... There's some that only like the classic shit. There's some people who prefer the mod, like the adventure games. There's some people who want any negative things to be said about it. There's some people who go harder on it because they want to see it do well.
You know, what's really fun about that argument, though, is that a dead man once told me, a dead man that I love to death, and I miss because it's an anniversary of his death, but he brought up something, is that if you like the old stuff, that's cool, but don't make it worse for everyone else, right? It's not going anywhere.
I mean, I'm never gonna be against someone speaking honestly about what they got out of it.
You know, I wouldn't be either, except if it's like, hey, I like the old stuff. Fuck you for liking the new stuff. There's a point where it's like,
yeah,
just stop.
that isn't being. That's not what I'm. That's not even what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I
that's
get
a
it.
completely different way to act. And no, if you act like that, I think you're a douchebag.
But I get it. It's just the thing is just like, you know, I get the whole honesty thing, and I for sure agree. It's just there's a point where like you're fighting a battle that's not gonna go anywhere. You know, just let people like their shit, even if it isn't objectively good. And I don't think Sonic has had as many bad games as other fucking franchises had.
Oh, hold on. I'm receiving a call, and also I have to go. So, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Cause like I don't know. I feel like whenever somebody's like, "Oh, Sonic had bad," I go, "There's so much worse. There's so many worse games," and then people kind of like ignore that fact. Because like Sonic, I don't think is the worst offender.
I think that the argument of just let people enjoy things kind of has to go both ways, though. Because I think if like if someone enjoys like talking about their experiences of something online and then you shit on them for that, like you're doing the exact same thing or like they're doing.
Get it, but there's also just objectively wrong points too, and that's why I say it. Like somebody could say something's bad, but like not know anything about like mechanics or whatever, and then they're just outlandishly saying something bad, which is why I'm just saying you gotta just let people have their opinions and move on from it, right?
Yeah, I mean, people do talk out of their ass too sometimes. Like, one big L I had to take came, like, now that my, like, Sonic for Hire video is doing well, like, I did, like, blatantly misinterpret something. And
Yeah.
I have been hearing about that a lot in the comments, but I don't think I can get angry about that because, yeah, I fucked up.
Yeah, and I think that's the problem.
I got something objectively wrong, but I'm, like, but at the same time, I'll take the L on that, it's fine.
Yeah, it's just, at the end of the day, all I'm saying is that, like, people that say Sonic is bad, I have to ask the question, in comparison to what, right? Like, are you comparing it to itself? Sure, yeah, but if you're comparing it to the rest of the franchises out there that exist, no, Sonic hasn't had as many L's as many other characters did, because there is way worse,
yeah, I mean, now he's still around for starters.
Yeah, exactly, like, for instance, I think that whenever somebody goes, oh, Sonic is bad, I go, Bubsy literally had one game and then he shit the bed.
I don't even think Bubsy like counts. Bubsy and Sonic are not even in the same league, you know?
They're not, but here's the thing though. We can't deny that Bubsy 1 was at least somewhat successful for them to make a 2. This came out in the time of where, like, you had limited cartridges, right?
Bubsy had a better run than a lot of game series do. He had 4 games.
Yeah, he had 4 games, and... Well, hold on. Bubsy 1, 2... Atari game.
There's a recent one.
5 or 6.
Oh, was there? What's the other ones?
He had an Atari Jaguar game, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, 5. Unless there is a 6th one.
I'm gonna say 5.
And then
But
sometimes
yeah,
it's just like just unfortunate. Like, I think Conquer and
Bubsy sucked.
Banjo always Conquer and Banjo always surprise me because it's just like it felt like there could have been something there, and we just kind of said no.
Yeah.
Like, the character Banjo is popular. Like, Banjo's beloved enough to where he got to be in like Smash Bros. Despite not having any like real release in forever. Like,
that was all thanks to Goodwill.
But yeah,
it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying, like.
Oh yeah, no, it was Goodwill for a reason. A lot of people wanted him.
Yeah.
God,
it's really funny because Banjo's success is kind of funny in a way. Because like, yeah, Banjo's one of those characters that everyone, like, a lot of people wanted in Smash, but in relativity, right? It's like when somebody looks at a Fire Emblem character and goes, ugh, like, it's that equivalent for Banjo, right? It's just, we know who he is, so we like him, and, you know, it's a nation thing versus, like, actual popularity. Because Banjo's pretty popular here, and I'd argue in Britain, but, like...
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. He was like the Western pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he was a popular pick outside of the country at all. There was like all these big like countdown lists of like requested character. I don't think Banjo showed like Banjo was really high up on the US one, but like I don't think he even appeared on other lists. Let alone be in the top 10.
But yeah.
And then I think a character like Waluigi is more requested than Banjo. They just refuse to do it.
Yeah.
I think, like, because they've sort of said, like, oh, this one is more about, like, including as many characters as we can get in here. And the next one is gonna be more, like, Nintendo-focused.
Classics, yeah.
I think Waluigi will probably make it.
I think it's ridiculous to think that they keep making Smash Brothers games that Waluigi won't eventually be in one.
Okay,
Right.
you know what?
People really want him.
You know, here's the thing. I have no clue how the hell they feel about Waluigi because he is not in any Wario game at all.
I
and
think
he should be.
Yeah, he's a little more of like a party game character. He doesn't appear in a lot of other, like, they know they have to include him in the party games because they know people want to play as him.
And I think that that's the only reason why he hasn't appeared in Smash, and maybe not, is because he is like... I feel like when it comes to the party game representatives, as weird as it's gonna sound, I feel like a lot more people look to Daisy than Waluigi.
But I mean, like, Daisy has, like, been in the games, right?
One. She's been in, like,
Daisy is on the same boat as Waluigi for the most part. Where, it was just the one game, right?
Yeah.
And the movie.
And the movie.
You think Wario and Waluigi will make some sort of cameo in the Mario Bros. Movie?
I don't think so. I think they're gonna save Wario for the sequel, and it might just be Wario. Like, I'm gonna be so pissed, but, like, it would not surprise me. I would be angry, but I would not be surprised if, like, Wario is in the sequel, but Waluigi is not.
So, that's a heavy possibility, but I do not think Wario will be the antagonist.
Would you rather have Waluigi just completely cut from the sequel, or he's in the sequel, but Chris Pratt also voices him?
Look, man, it's gonna sound very shitty, and I'm sorry, but I'd rather have Chris Pratt voice him and be in it than him not.
Yeah, I think I agree.
Fair enough.
Like,
I just imagine the interview of him. I love Waluigi.
When I was playing Mario Tennis in the arcades, I was like, wow. When I watched Waluigi dance in Mario DDR, you bet your sweet ass, I was like crying on my DDR mat. You don't understand. I feel like the thing is that, like, Wario's a character that I feel like a lot of people completely misunderstand, and he was a villain for, like, one game, and even then you could argue if he was a villain.
He's like an anti-hero, right?
Yeah, he is the Shadow the Hedgehog to Mario. Except, I mean, to Mario, except actually successful.
He feels like a bit more of a goofy character than Shadow, but like I hear what you're saying. Like he kind of fits the bit.
My guy's a fucking.
I mean, but I mean, like, I feel like Shadow in some ways is sort of almost a subversion on the trope of just like the evil version of the main character, because Shadow was around before Sonic, and he like does stuff that has nothing to do with Sonic. Where like Wario is choosing to be the evil Mario, right?
You know,
this is deliberate. He is trying to be evil Mario. Shadow is like on his own story, but you know, we're following Sonic's story, so to us he seems like the evil version of Sonic.
So here's the only reason why I disagree with that, right? Is that Wario's games have nothing to do with Mario.
I mean,
like,
true enough, but
and like he is, like, I guess the evil version of Mario is. I think the biggest problem is that him and Mario are so separate in their own games that, like, I don't know if he even cares about Mario whatsoever, because he's too busy being a rich bastard.
I've always seen him as like an exaggeration of Mario's worst traits. Right? Like he's Mario if Mario was a bad person.
I guess, yeah. I only say this because I'm like a big fan of like the Wario Land games.
Yeah.
So like I don't.
Wario's a great character. I love the character.
Oh yeah, it's just Wario isn't like as connected as like Shadow is to Sonic, right? Of where like if you made Shadow the Hedgehog with Black Doom only, I think people would be like that's weird. But when you have a Wario game that has nothing to do with Mario, everyone's like, yeah, that's normal. That's about it.
Yeah, it's because yes, I think that's just time. I think if the first Shadow game was seen as good, and there was a bunch of them, I think it'd be normalized by now.
Yeah.
Wario might have been odd the first time they did it, but Wario Land, those games are fun. I've played them.
Yeah, Wario Land,
growing up.
and then like WarioWare's a thing as well, which is
Animation in those games are like really fucking good.
yeah,
Like,
it's just
there's so many little details. Like if like all of Wario's power-ups are him being tortured in a way.
yeah, yeah. It's like Wario is, I think, started out to be evil Mario, but there was like even in this first game, he's just kind of like, hey yo, I'm a fucking pirate. I just want money. Like he even like the game instruction manual even mentions that you bully your weaker enemies because he fucking can. Like he is bigger, they will not hurt you. Like they cannot hurt you. In later games, he's just straight up invincible. He can only just get like high or drunk, or like inconvenienced. Like it's just.
Please give me one. Give me one. Give me one.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Did you do it? But like Wario Shake, it's even funny because they're like, "Save our enslaved people," and he's like, "I'll pass. We have money. Okay, let's do it. Let's stop these slave traders. No moral reason, just money."
Think like a machine.
Yeah, well, in a lot of the
Fucking
Wario
fine,
games,
Jesus.
like Wario Land Shake It, for example, it's like he shows up on the right side, but for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, like he is not in any way good.
Yeah, he's not a good guy, but he is still
Okay.
helping people who are considered.
There's one that ends with him like rejecting a princess for a pile of money, right?
Yes.
Is that Shake It?
I believe so. There's another one where he
really good
Hold on.
fucking animation.
there's another one that's funny of where he rejects a princess because she's overweight. Like, they're like, you can have a princess, and he looks at her and he's like, no.
Well, I need to invent something before I go in there, so I have no idea where to go now.
Walkthrough time.
Yeah, walkthrough time.
I also, you know what I love? I absolutely love Japanese video games and their stories, right? Of characters that don't have stories, but when they decide to write them in, it's beautiful, like Dig Dug. Have you ever heard of a series called Mr. Driller?
Stop fooling around.
No.
Okay, so Mr. Driller is the child of the character from Dig Dug, right? And Dig Dug himself does not care about his child, he just cares about being a hero so much that, like, his wife divorced him. And Dig Dug guy has a spin-off game of where he has to save the day, and that's all that really matters to him. You know, not his kid. He just wants to, like, have the glory. And I'm like, wow, that's just crazy shit for this old-ass arcade game.
Jeez.
Wait.
Really? That just sounds like a character we'd put in Elman.
Right.
Hey, aren't you proud of your son that saved the day? No, I'm mad because I could have saved the day. It could have been me, not my child. Your child was in danger. Who cares? I could have been in danger. Feel bad for me. Is that just Noman if he has a kid?
That would be a horrifying thing to think about.
Noman has a kid. Noman spawn.
The son of
Something-
Melman.
It's definitely something we could do during that last arc. I don't know if we'd want to or not, but
I don't. That
There's enough
seems,
of a time
it
jump.
seems unrealistic that someone would get with Nelman.
You know,
Well,
I have. To be
you
fair
have
here,
to
I
think
have a
about-
child.
You have to think
I never
about-
thought that would happen. So
You have to think about the growth he goes through at the end, though. Because he does go for the growth. He's just, when he's confronted with his past, he doesn't really deal with it well.
you know, there's also a lot of people that hooked up with people that I didn't think would ever hook up and have kids. So I just don't want to think about Nelman having kids, I guess is the best way to put it. There's no world where I'd be okay with that. I mean, I'm not saying like,
What if we add a character, but we make it ambiguous whether or not the character is Nelman's child or not? Oh wait, you know what I could do? Here we go. Let me up there.
no.
Damn it. Okay, hold on.
Also, my hot Jimmy Neutron stream, I think Shadow is the worst version of Shadow.
What?
If you know what I mean. I feel like Shadow is the worst version of his type of character in gaming.
Like, the evil version of a
Yeah,
good guy, or
yeah.
you don't like Shadow?
It's not that I don't like Shadow, I just think he's the worst version of that type of character. I feel like he got way too lost. And I don't even think he's like an evil Sonic whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, I think I agree with that for the most part. I like him in the first game, and then after that, not really.
Like, he's fun and he's funny, and I think you can have him be both. It's just, I feel like we've talked about this extensively. I just think Shadow lost
Yeah.
his way.
Yeah, I just feel like he was. I mean, like you know, it's. I know there's a lot of people who are happy he's still in it, but I mean, I think it's as simple as he was supposed to die. Like
Yeah.
that was the end of the arc. Like the
You know what's
storyline for Shadow was supposed to end there, and then they decided to keep it going. And if they had like more of an idea to keep it going with, I'd be all for it. But it kind of felt like they didn't. It kind of felt like he was popular, and they wanted to bring him back because of that.
So I feel like the thing that's funny about Shadow is that when I first played the game, I didn't know he was supposed to die. I didn't get it, you know?
Mm.
So like, all them talking morbidly, I'm like, haha, that's stupid. He's fine. Until like, I got a little bit older and realized it, and I'm like, wow, holy shit. And I'm like trying to shit on. I'm not
Get
trying
on the butterfly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to like shit on Shadow. I'm just
I hear where you're coming from.
I just feel like there's characters like Base from Mega Man and Base, which came out before Shadow did. And I like him because he's an edgier Mega Man, and it's kind of funny to have him be the edgy Mega Man. Or Mega Man's like, everybody's good and we're all friends, and Base is like, shut the hell up, no. They're robots. We're robots. Let them die. And then, like, I'd even argue, like, the edgy character in the series, as we talked about, is E101 Gamma, or whatever his name is. The robot that just wants Eggman to die.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah,
find him super funny, because he is, like, he goes than he needs to for the Sonic series. Because, like, Robotnik made him, right? Like, Eggman made him, right?
Yeah, I like that. I always liked that like character and
Yeah.
his like continuing storyline of just wanting to fucking murder Eggman.
No, Robotnik made him. He wants to murder him, but yet Robotnik's like, yeah, okay, we need to make Orbot and Cubot to make sure this never happens again. Like, that's not what happened, but like... And I'd love to see him more and stuff. Hell, I'd love to see him in Prime, which won't happen, but...
Probably not. I don't know. Prime is doing great with the characters they're given, but they don't like they just kind of picked 6 characters and stuck with them.
Yeah, I'd love to see more, even if they're just one and done. But you know,
yeah,
I
that'd
think
be cool. Just
and no, I would also never be upset if E10 whatever his name is never makes it in the movies, because the movie universe they made makes no sense for him to exist.
Do we finally get to ride Bad Out of Heck? We're gonna ride Bad Out of
No.
Heck!
really.
Oh.
It's an on-rail shooter, guys. That felt longer than it needed to be.
That was awful.
Fucking going through and having to beat every single one of those high scores, yes, that sucked. You couldn't even just do the same game over and over to get coins. No, you have to do every one of them individually.
That out of Heck.
You know, I will say this, because I like to give every game a benefit of the doubt. It's cool that you get to do Bad Out of Heck, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how... I think another game did it, but, or I might just be thinking of that episode.
No, this is the first game where we can ride Bad Out of Heck.
Okay, well, it's still cool to, like, okay, and this might be me overthinking it, doesn't redeem the game in any way, right? But if I did a review of it, I think that it'd be cool to talk about the fact that we actually get to see this. If you're a Jimmy Neutron fan, you get something out of this. Despite the fact that the last level was ass, it's still cool that there is a Bad Out of Heck, you know?
Yes.
I think the cool thing about video games versus the TV show or movie medium is you kind of get to exist in those worlds. And hopefully the developers have that same feeling you want, you know, from these... being in these worlds, you know? Which is why I think the computer one is... Which is why I think the computer one's fun, because you get to explore a lot, you know? I don't know if it's great, because I haven't played it, but... Is this it? Bad Out of Heck is the last boss?
I sure hope so. But I doubt it.
But yeah, that's my take on these.
There's Ultra Lord.
Yeah.
He doesn't look so ultra at the moment.
Or like a lord.
I like that it's very specifically the guy from the movie who was at Retroland. What the fuck? This guy's into like meditation and
Yo,
shit.
it is the enlightened Twonkie. He knows what's good. He's checking your vibes.
Well, I don't know what to do.
I looked it up. You're near in the end, but you're not there yet.
Hey, it looks like some kind of spiderweb, guys.
Yeah, it looks like another level and another boss after this.
Okay, so forgive me for being dumb and not enlightened in the Jimmy. Were Twonkies ever like this in the show?
No. No.
For it being more like kind of a Gremlins kind of parody?
You are correct.
Okay. Look, I'm sorry, I have not... The most I've experienced through Jimmy is you. Okay? So. I watched the show at one point, but you know. I really liked that game show episode, though.
Win, lose, and kaboom.
Yeah, the green alien character really did something for me back in the day, and I don't know why.
That's just my D&D character.
Oh God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I have a thing for your D&D character.
It's okay. Mitzi did too. I know the moonbeams hurt him, but I'm not really sure how to get him in the moonbeams, unless I'm just supposed to, like, keep laying down charges until, like, the whole roof caves in.
It might be. The thing that really sucks is it looks like his health or the bar shrinks and I'm not paying attention. So. You know, I don't think that was 100% necessary, Jimmy. And if you and Matt go to like too many games, are you guys gonna like recreate the intro of Jimmy Timmy Power Hour?
Sure.
And that'll be like, you have to have a theme song, and that'll be like the Hollow Victories for that, whatever.
What, Jimmy Neutron Hollow Victor is, that would only work if you did that demon thing you talked about in the past.
Would you say, Matt, that the Jimmy games are some of the worst licensed games, or would you give them some slack?
The first one is one of the worst licensed games. The rest of them, I'd say, are, like, not good exactly, but, you know, they're not... There are definitely, like, worse licensed games out there. This is about what you expect from a licensed game.
Okay. So it's not bad, but there's a little bit of jank.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to ask this, but what's going on here in this level?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, Michael, did you look up a walkthrough?
I did look up a walkthrough, but mainly just to see where Matt was in the game.
Okay.
I could look it up and tell Matt what to do, although I think it'd be easier for Matt to, like,
Yeah,
see
no,
it.
yeah, I'm looking it up now, and, like...
This is a little random, but might go see like more than one movie tomorrow. Like, I haven't been to the theater in a while.
It's that random. That's fine.
I really want to see The Whale, although I don't know if that's playing at my local theater.
Fuck.
Also, like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I really want to fucking see Puss in Boots. Because when the first one came out, I had no fucking desire, never gonna watch it. I'm still not gonna watch it. But the second one came out, and it's like, the reaction to it is like, okay, shit, I gotta see this. And I listen to some of the music in the movie online. I'm like, oh my god, this actually looks really fucking good.
I feel like there's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, no, that's a good thing.
No, I mean, I feel like there's nothing wrong with you wanting to see the movie.
Oh yeah, no, I've got no shame in it. I just, I would not have expected it, you know?
Oh, okay. If you're gonna see it, let me know if Shrek is in it.
I actually
Also, let me know
to that, but I won't say it if you guys don't want to know it.
Well, it's up to Matt, because I want to know, because I'm gonna see the movie anyways.
It's up to Matt then. Yay or nay, Matt?
I don't care.
Shrek is not in it, but there is a heavy indication that another Shrek movie is coming at the end of it.
Yeah, okay.
That was like, I found that out completely by accident, but
Okay,
You know what's
so
funny?
like,
I also don't care. Like the movie apparently, like I think it's like a post-credit scene or something, or maybe it's just the end of the movie, but they're like sailing to far away and saying, I'm gonna meet up with some old friends.
so like in the walkthrough, he just lays down like 1,000 of these things, but like I'm trying to do that, and this guy's teleporting away. So I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. Like what I'm not doing that I should be doing. And maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm just having bad luck. You know, that's the thing. It might just be not getting lucky on this one. I really wish he would, like, float over the ground so I could hurt him.
Nah, that'd be too easy. That'd be too easy.
Just kill me. Yeah, start this fight over.
Jimmy's the most powerful cartoon character, being able to walk off of a roller coaster to the face. Anyways, I don't think this one upsets you as much as the last one, but it kind of sucks that
This one's pissing me off.
Kind of sucks
Yeah,
that we
I felt
have
like-
two bosses that upset you.
Oh, the
It's like-
first boss kind of sucked, too. I'm not gonna pretend the first boss was any good. Yeah, look, he's healing. He disappears and then he heals,
Yeah.
and, like, there's not shit I can do about that. There is absolutely zero I can do about that. He just fucking does it. And I can't stop him. I can't hurt him more. He just does it. He just flies away and heals himself, so you can't fucking defeat him. Well, you gotta charge him up, is the thing. You gotta hold down the B button so they'll actually fucking do something.
That sucks. I was just gonna say just drop them everywhere.
I think I might be harsher towards games than you guys, because honestly, I would say that every single one of these Jimmy Neutron games are terrible. Every time I see Matt play them, they just look so miserable to me. Like, they don't look fun at all. You can say for a license, maybe you can say for like a licensed game it's okay, but...
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do to defeat this guy? Give me, like, the slightest hint of, like, something I could do that would be effective against this guy. Can I just drop, like, 1,000 of these? Will that work? Will that do anything? No, okay, it's not powerful enough to do anything if I just drop it. If I hold...
Now here's the thing. I'm not saying that this game's good. In all honesty, I would not say that it's worth playing. Right? Like, if Matt's like, hey Chris, review this game, I'd be like, yeah, I can see where there's a lot of positive for it. But I wouldn't say this is a good game.
No.
I think, for me, it's like, I can see, portions of it where it's like, yeah, this is a fine licensed game. There's nothing wrong with this one necessarily. But then there's always a point where I'm like, I would not be able to stomach this.
That's the problem.
Like Jet Fusion at first, they're like the first level or two. It's like, all right, this looks fine. But then you get to the Sheen boss fight. Then you get to that water, that jungle level. Then you get to the fucking Cindy fight. It's just
The Cindy fight was not that bad.
Which one am I thinking about? It was like it was something. It may have even been before the Cindy fight. No, it wasn't.
Okay, now he's getting hurt now for some reason. Just randomly, he decided now he's hurt.
Just bottom line is I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm like I like Jimmy Neutron, but I'm not like invested. But like I wouldn't be able to stomach these games.
No, okay, he's gonna heal like all the way back to full health, so I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get this boss fight. But Jimmy, drop the thing, drop the thing, drop the thing that I told you to drop, maybe. Oh, you don't have battery. This thing takes battery. The other super inventions did not take battery. So, fuck off. He's back to full health! Like, I don't know what I did to hurt him, but I also have no idea, like, what? What? Like, what? Like, seriously, what? Someone please explain this boss fight to me. Hold on. This is the one time I am looking up, like, a fucking word walkthrough. Because I have no fucking clue how to defeat this thing.
I think the thing that I would have to say about this game, right?
Use your photon energy pulse on this monster. Just place it near him fully charged by pushing and holding square to create holes in the ceiling. Hit him with it fully charged many times and he will be defeated. That does not help! That does not help even a little bit! Woo! Thank you, IGN, for absolutely no useful information. Love it! Love to see it!
I mean, to be fair here, that's kind of IGN in general.
I mean, it's also, I think in some part it is also this game. Like, there's just no intuitive way to defeat this boss, so it's like, yeah, that's kinda all you can say.
I think the biggest flaw with this game, though, I feel like it looks fine enough, and that's the thing that makes it bad, right? Is that this game looks passing, if I was a super fan of Jimmy, and then I'd be disappointed that the bosses suck so much, and then there's so much that this game asks you to do without it, you know, being worth it. Unless Matt says otherwise.
No,
You know.
these bosses fucking suck. I hate them.
In other words, no, you're not unfounded. I just, I give it slightly a benefit of the doubt, and I think that there is some aspects, if you're a fan of Jimmy Neutron, which I like Jimmy Neutron, but not to this degree, so I can't let it pass as much, you know. Somebody that's a fan might find something out of it, but even then, I feel like that's pushing it.
I don't enjoy it. Like, this is the game that has pissed me off the least. I think it is the best of all the Jimmy Neutron games. There is, like, nothing about this game that I think is good. Like, there is yet to be one single thing where I'm like, oh, this is good.
Like, gameplay-wise, right?
Yes.
Because, like, I think the, obviously this is not fair because it's no shit. But I think the voice acting is good. I think the beginning of this one sounded like a straight-up episode of Jimmy Neutron, which is a no shit, but, like, some licensed games don't even, like...
Yeah, no.
Feel like the materials they are. All this stuff is cosmetic, though. It doesn't matter that it's this way. If the game doesn't play, the game doesn't play. You know? And it seems like it might do a lot of stuff right, but holy shit, what it doesn't isn't, you know. I think the biggest thing that I have a problem with is the fact that, like, he's able to go higher than your, like, charges are.
Well, you're supposed to catch him in the moonlight. That's the idea. But, like...
And he doesn't come to you at all.
I really think it's just a matter of, like...
Getting lucky.
I think it's a matter of, like, creating enough holes that, like, you blast him into one and, like, all the others start just, like it chain kills him. You can't just do damage to him. You gotta place down enough of these charges that, like, he'll bounce through all of the moonlight spots. Like, there's nowhere he can go where he's not, like, getting hurt.
I feel like the spots aren't also big enough for that to work without there being issue, and I have no clue how the engine holds it all up. So I don't know if spots disappear over time.
I haven't noticed them disappearing. That doesn't mean they're not disappearing. Motherfucker! Like, it takes so much to get one of these things to explode, to blow up the ceiling. Like, I consistently, I've been like, yeah, I held that down long enough, and then it'll just be like, nah, no you didn't. Oh, wait. Okay, well that changes things a little.
What's up?
Please, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I guess that's what you were supposed to do.
It's Jimmy Neutron time.
That's always great when you get to the end of a boss fight and you're like, well, I guess that's what I was supposed to do.
Thanks, kid. But I could have easily handled that evil monster. You see, I was just lulling it into a false sense of security by pretending.
Okay, Matt. Who would win the fight, Duke Nukem or Ultra Lord?
Trade secret.
Ultra Lord.
Okay, Ultra Lord or Superman?
Should get himself a new superhero.
Superman.
Oh shit.
Save Ultralord.
Yes, Sheen. Although he wasn't very thankful for my help.
Ultralord doesn't have to be nice to mere mortals like yourself.
Goddamn, Sheen.
Have you heard any more about where the Twonkies are?
No, Jimmy, but there might be something about it on the news now.
You know, I'm surprised that there's not like a super Christian Jimmy Neutron, like one of those knockoffs, where Ultra Lord is just like an allegory for Jesus or something. And it's just Jimmy. Jimmy, we all praise the Ultra Lord.
The head director of Jimmy Neutron, Keith Alcorn, he was the showrunner. He now works on, like, a Christian animated series called Owlegories.
Oh.
I think Sheen's eyes are like, his pupils are just a little too small. Like, he looks a little bit serial killer-ish in this one.
Yes, Sheen, I think, looks the worst in this game.
Jimmy Neutron Revival is like
Jimmy looks pretty
disproving
good.
science wherever it can. It's like, Jimmy, you can't solve it with science, you gotta solve it with prayer. Oh, I'm sorry, Sheen. Next time I'll go to the Ultra Lord and go to the church before I ever think about putting science in this place again.
Jimmy is a proud Scientologist.
I wonder if there's another
Jimmy would be, like, a great villain in, like, a Christian thing, because he, like, reeks of, like, oh, edgy atheist. Like, can you prove God exists?
Yep.
That's
Just do that
Jimmy.
Christmas episode where he's a Santa denier and replace Santa with Jesus.
cast Mel Brooks to play him as well.
Yes.
In all honesty, I also think this game also looks good for the time as well.
I think it's reasonable, yeah. I think it looks decent for the time it came out.
Like, of course, it's not like the greatest, but I do think that it looks good for the time because, you know,
it's like less stylized than a lot of the games that came out around the time because you know, it's just a licensed game. It's just supposed to look like the show as much as it possibly can, but it is like, it looks like most games from the time.
Yeah. I feel like, weirdly enough, a lot of games from this time weren't super stylized, you know.
The one with like evil Jimmy, I'm gonna say even for the time probably didn't look super great.
I mean,
Probably
for a PC game,
maybe.
You know, we say that, but when... Oh. Good night, Bubba. Because, like, PC games are kind of always been a little bit ahead of consoles.
not for kids though.
Oh, not for kids, no, but, like, you know, still, there's been a lot of games that were, like, ahead. Like, I know that it really depends on where we're coming from on this one, is all I'm saying. No, you're right. For a kid's game, that was probably great, but, you know, games like Unreal and Half-Life came out and stuff like that, and Half-Life 2 and yada yada. And I mean, those games don't look like shit now, but they were the shit at the time. I'd love a Half-Life movie and have nobody watch it.
That's the form Half-Life 3 takes.
You know,
I would not be surprised.
With some licensed games are.
What?
I think some of it just comes down to movement. Like, when I see Jimmy move in this game, he does not seem like a fun character to control, but they're making him move and act like he would on the show. It's just trying to match the show, and that's a logical thing. But I think sometimes when you're creating a character, you gotta, like, think for a game, you gotta think if they're gonna be a fun character to control. Like, SpongeBob works great for video games. Like, he's perfect for that, because he can stretch his body, he can, like, form into a ball, he can do, like, all sorts of stuff. Like, Timmy Turner is okay because of, like, the cartoon's a little bit more stretchy, and, like, there's the magic side of things, so I think Timmy Turner has more potential than Jimmy. This just doesn't look enjoyable. Jimmy just doesn't seem like a fun character to control.
Really, outside of Jimmy and all the rest of the stuff, this game just looks basic.
Yeah,
Which
that's what I'm
isn't
saying.
bad.
Like, it's
Welcome
fine. It's matching the show pretty well, but it's just like, is Jimmy something that works for a game? I don't know.
I'll be honest, I think I had more fun with Jet Fusion. I was just also a lot angrier at Jet Fusion.
When it wasn't fun.
Yes. Like, the good parts of Jet Fusion are better than the good parts of this game. But the bad parts of Jet Fusion are, like, insufferable. Where this game, like, the only parts I could call, like, truly miserable are the boss fights.
Okay, so...
Can't wait to
back
get
that-
to the final boss.
Just going
Matt's
back, like,
final evolution in anger.
just looking at, like, Nicktoons Unite, though, I think that, like, characters like SpongeBob and Danny Phantom, like, they're two characters that work really well for a game. They have, like, abilities that, like, translate to gameplay really well. I don't feel that way about Jimmy.
Yeah, no, I get you. It's weird that there's so many Jimmy Neutron games because, like, Jimmy is not, like, a character it seems normal to play as.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
He didn't even
Jimmy
make it into the
Neutron-
Nickelodeon fighting game.
Jimmy Neutron being a platformer is weird, but let's be real here. If they made, like, a Tall Tales, Leisure Suit Larry kind of game for Jimmy Neutron, it would fit right in.
That might be fun, actually.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
they
fun.
should. I think
Leisure Suit Jimmy.
it's Jimmy as an adult. That's what Leisure Suit Larry is. It's just Jimmy as
I
an
mean,
Sure, yeah!
Leisure Suit Larry and Jimmy Neutron have both teamed up with SpongeBob.
That's true. That's true.
Oh. If I played the Leisure Suit Larry games, would you let me put it on the Duck Brigade?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Like, I feel like if you were to do the Leisure Suit Larry games, there would definitely be a level of irony to it, so I don't think we would have to worry about that. If the Game Grumps did it, why can't we?
Yeah.
I feel like everybody knows that, like, you're not supposed to take those games seriously, so, like...
I mean, Larry's a straight up loser, though. Like,
Yeah,
he
no,
he.
he's a
Like, he's
terrible,
designed like a
like,
loser,
sleaze
too. Like,
bag. Like,
he doesn't look like an appeal. Like, the game is not trying to make him look appealing.
he's like if you put Johnny Bravo in Mr. Bean's body. Like...
Yeah. You know what
I love
really? You know what I really love about Leisure Suit Larry is there's one video game that's like about movies, and it's just rated T, and it's like his cousin. And I'm like, why did you make this?
Oh, what was that? There's that one. Super Seducer, that's the one. That would be one where I'm a lot more like, alright, the person who made this is kind of a douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
But the
It would be a
Leisure
fun
Suit
game to
Larry
make fun
kind
of,
of
though.
feels like. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Leisure Suit Larry, on the other hand, I would be willing to give the benefit of the doubt that, like, that was made with, like, complete self-awareness.
Oh, definitely.
Oh. Why do I have a... Okay, now I know why I have that. Alright, never mind.
I mean,
I'm just
so I was about to ask a question. Is Jimmy not allowed to die?
No, Jimmy's not allowed to die.
Is that why he gets up after getting hit? Because that would annoy me as a kid.
That is his curse. He is
Jimmy's
not allowed.
supposed to be dead!
God won't let Jimmy die.
God, that was a nightmare moment. I need sleep. Okay. I saw Jimmy's body, like Jimmy's head, and then the hamster. I'm like, they let you play as that in the game? You guys know what I'm talking about? The hamster Jimmy?
Hamster Jimmy.
I think it was a hamster.
Would you rather spend the rest of your life as Hamster Jimmy or Turtle Goofy?
Hamster Jimmy.
Turtle Goofy from what?
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, okay. Turtle Goofy. Look, I thought there was another Turtle Goofy. I'm sorry.
God
Turtle
damn it.
Too slow. I think
Ever
hamster better.
Ever download footage for a video and then realize that the fucking asshole uploaded put their fucking watermark on it, even though it's not their fucking footage?
If it's not your footage, do not put your watermark on it. Oh my god, people, come on.
If it's like your gameplay of a game, that's one thing, but these are fucking cutscenes. Go fuck yourself.
So, here's the deal, right? Even with gameplay, there's a point where, like, I feel like...
I don't think you should put a watermark on it, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it's like a little bit more understandable because it is your footage at the very least. You are doing something.
For sure, but like I feel like that's terrifying. That looks like a Psychonauts character, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like the thing is like, if somebody like me gets mad at you for using my footage, I feel like that's stupid. But if somebody that's like a high level player does, you know, I feel like it's also kind of obvious that you're not that high level player.
If anyone ever made a review of a game with my footage, I would not care at all, like even remotely. Like I'd say go for it. Like they played it but didn't have an ability to capture it. 100% use my footage. I don't care.
Yeah, it's just I just feel like if you're high level play, then sure you got to be careful. But if not, no. And even then, high level play shouldn't be something that should be like not being able to be used either, because you might be wanting to use it as an example, and you might not be good enough to do it.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't think that gameplay footage is something that people should get like that about.
I feel like it only matters if somebody's claiming it. when it's not them.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. It's like, look at this, like say, look what I'm doing in this game,
But that's a whole different situation. What we're talking about is what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I feel like gameplay footage is fair game.
Where are you right now?
A radio
Out of date.
station.
Okay. Let's an out of date recording studio. Or was it in date at the time?
No, this looks like kind of.
This one has a fucking watermark
80s,
on it too.
maybe even 70s.
What game are you looking for?
It's an out of date. What? Like, where are you? Like, what is this place called?
This is a radio station.
Oh, okay. Why do you
Hey,
need
Michael.
a stage at a radio station? Nobody's watching you.
What's up?
What's the gameplay you're looking for?
I'm just looking for the cutscenes from Origins. And it's like every single dumbass who's uploading it is putting their watermark on the screen. Like, come on, if I have to open Origins and record the cutscenes, I will, but I'd rather not do that. Alright, I found someone who didn't put their watermark on. Like, the last one got me by surprise because it was like tiny, but still, I'm not putting your fucking watermark in the video.
Congratulations, Jimmy. You have been awarded a trophy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take someone else's gameplay footage. I'm gonna use my own if I'm showing that. The only gameplay footage I might show that isn't mine is the Titan fight in Frontiers, because I recorded a lot of Frontiers. I didn't record that, and I don't know if I feel like taking the time to get to that part of the game just to record it.
I feel like as a person that does review fighting games on a regular basis, and if I want to talk about like what high level play looks like, I will still gameplay footage. I'll give them credit for it, but
Yeah.
I am not good enough at fighting games to do like tournament level. And if I want to talk about it, because normally if I'm talking about it, I want to show what it looks like, but that's
Wait
as
a
far
minute,
as I'd go.
Wait a minute.
I'm combining a
Matt-
turntable and a disco ball.
Hell yeah.
Matt, can you go back to the dance floor so I can say Jimmy Neutron has become Jiggy Neutron?
You have been awarded.
Like, go back and dance.
Jimmy Neutron has become Shimmy Neutron. Shimmy. I think I gotta think of something more original.
Oh, you're watching the music video? It's so good.
Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, gotta go grab
Oh,
something.
hey. There's another Twonkie in here now. Look at that.
Nobody can stop the music.
Okay. Oh, it just stops.
Mitzi, did you catch that? Mitzi? We've lost Mitzi.
Mitzi said they were getting up for a second. Yeah, Mitzi is missing it. Alright, Mitzi, you're back.
Jiggy Neutron. There we go. Did everybody hear me say it? I'm so good and cool and smart and I know all the things. Anyway.
You did.
An overexcited neutron is now going to be a boogie neutron from now on. So says the science community. To be honest with you, Matt, how are you still playing this game? You have like a stronger willpower than I do.
Oh, hold on, I want to see. Wait. Hold on, that looked like just a small room.
Great, baby.
Yeah, great.
The microphone.
It's where they recorded
loves
my
you.
shiny teeth in me.
These guys are gonna be huge.
Sign them up. A little bit of fame and it goes straight to their heads.
This is so awful. I can't let this continue.
This game, you mean?
Look, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm sorry. I'd have loved to hang in more.
That's fine.
I'm just tired.
I think you're gonna beat it tonight if you keep going though, because you're pretty close.
Yeah.
I think after this it's one more boss fight and you're done. And then you never have to play Jimmy Neutron again.
Except I'm sending you the handheld game, so haha. Anyways,
Oh, he can play Jimmy Neutron again. He just doesn't have to.
yeah, that's true. Hey, Michael, let me know when you want to do Animal Crossing, and same thing with Mitzi.
Yeah, I mean, you work tomorrow, Mitzi?
You guys talk it out. I'm gonna go to bed.
Good night, Chris.
Okay.
Thank you for
Good
joining
night,
us.
Chris.
Yeah.
I've had this big bottle of wine this whole time. I've barely like touched it, but I guess I just didn't want to fall asleep too soon. Now I'm gonna try to drink some of it.
Must be attracting these nasty purple ones. Congratulations, Jimmy. You have been awarded a trophy.
Thanks, kid. Say, with that big head, I bet you have a big voice. Just sign this recording contract.
Oh, well, my mom said I shouldn't talk to strangers. Gotta go.
Okay, I'm back. How's Jimmy? You doing okay?
No.
Is she gonna make it after the surgery?
The music just stops when I pick up, like, health or batteries.
Guys, come on, don't mess with me. I need to know if Jimmy's okay. Was the surgery a success?
You know how I've ranted about that? This is off topic, but to kill the silence. You know how I've ranted about that fucking gopher who sells lottery tickets
Yes.
before? I found out why no one has heard of him but me. It's because he's a Pennsylvania exclusive character. Because it's for the Pennsylvania lottery. But
Alright.
But those commercials played fucking all the time over here.
Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you.
A little bit.
Okay, I've said like 4 different sentences that required some form of response.
I heard you say, "Is Jimmy okay?" And I didn't. And then after that, it
Are
was
you
all Michael
speaking into your
speaking.
microphone, or are you like away from your microphone?
My microphone. I spoke 4 different sentences that required some form of response and got none.
The only thing I heard you say is Jimmy okay?
Anyway.
Not audible.
Anyway. What are you fucking talking about? What Pennsylvania exclusive character?
It's Gopher. I bitch about that lottery gopher, and then I realized the reason no one has heard of him but me is because he's only in fucking Pennsylvania commercials, because it's for the Pennsylvania lottery, not anything else. And that probably should have been obvious to me, but I was like, how the fuck has no one heard of this but me? These commercials were on all the time, but it's PA lottery exclusive. That is why I'm the only one who's aware of this piece of shit.
He's only.
I hate this gopher. Fucking hate this gopher. He's such a bad person.
Okay, so they literally had Cindy just say what I need to do.
Uh-huh.
Which I guess is helpful, because I sure wasn't gonna get that on my own.
Right. Yeah.
I've been awarded a trophy for every
Nice.
single one of those.
You're the cheat, have a trophy.
Here the cheat, have another trophy. That was like my favorite cartoon when I was a kid, because it just...
I loved that one, yeah. Powered by the cheat. I loved those.
Congratulations, Jimmy. You
Yeah, I love how like a lot of the Homestar cartoons were like cartoons being made by the characters. Like Teen Girl Squad was another one. And Trogdor.
You have been awarded a trophy.
You said I think you. No, I remember what that
do you
was.
mean?
That was
Jimmy's like, I can't leave him in there, but like, the Twonkies are gone. I defeated them. Do I just have to like?
Are you okay?
Yeah, kid, I'm fine. I'm just fine. Thank you very much for that. Hey, I tell you what, to save a minute, I'm gonna give you 3 passes to the Grey Star rehearsal that is about to start down at the stadium. What do you say to that, my man?
Gee, thanks.
I'm pretty sure this man is voiced by Rob Paulson, which is not a good look.
It was such a common look, though. People did shit like that all the fucking time.
Jimmy Neutron in Final Boss.
Final boss.
I'm simultaneously happy and upset about that. On the one hand, game's almost over. On the other hand, another fucking boss.
Let's see Matt lose his mind one last time.
What if the
Let's
final
see.
boss is just like ludicrously easy? Like way
Yeah.
easier than the other 3?
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
I mean, which one would make you angrier?
We caught all those Twonkies. In exactly 46 minutes, Twonkus 3 will be arranged to return them.
If it's more tedious or just somehow stupid easy.
I don't know, Jimmy. Are you sure?
Oh, did anyone here ever used to watch Germa at any point?
I mean, I've watched a couple of his things, like, not like a lot, but... Anyway, Matt, the end... Okay.
Mitzi? We lost Mitzi.
Yep. And it says their mic is muted, so
Wait.
is Mitzi accidentally muting their mic?
Answer to the question that I asked you.
What was the question you asked me?
I said, which would make you more upset? If the boss was stupid easy, or if it was just as, if not more tedious than the other one?
Just as if not more. If it was super easy, I'd be like, well, thank fucking God, we're done here. We're done. We're fucking done.
Sheen really did take something before this day started. Also, the person singing in the band kind of looks like the girl that he's interested in the show.
A little bit.
Those are characters that appear in the episode.
Gotcha. Honestly, the one that you fought before looked a little bit more intimidating than this one.
Okay. Should also, Oh boy, we're back to this. Okay. Well, I guess it's this one, but like, I don't know how you expect to do that when, like... Oh, hey, hold on. Shoot me with the lightning. Come on. Give me the lightning bolts, bitch. No. Not over there.
Not the right super invention.
Well, apparently none of them are. Oh, well, it's because I don't have any power.
I put back. Oh my god! Why do all the Twonkies, like, why do all the bosses have to look fucking cool? It torments me.
I just made him angry.
Motherfucker. Ah, okay. It's directly under the lights. Ah, motherfucker. I really should use save states. Alright. Well, lesson learned.
Yeah. Wish I had more to contribute here. I don't know. This,
Do it, bitch. Do it.
hurting his fucking foot. Ugh. Oh, good input, Jimmy.
Ah, motherfucker. Wait. That's not... That's the one I told you to use. If you weren't using that one, it's your fault. I told you to use that one. Oh, come on. It's like, it's hurting him, but it's hurting him so little. It's like, oh, please. Please.
Yeah, this is a tedious one. This was the ladder.
I think this is easier than, the previous two boss fights, actually.
Yeah, the second boss, I think, was, like, the hardest. Like... It was fucked. So what, can this guy just do all the things?
Yes.
Oh, and he also makes goo. You gotta watch out for the goo.
Yes.
I think it's a shame that we don't have an action figure line of these Twonkies.
Oh, were there ever any Twonky toys?
I don't think so, but maybe. Like, it wouldn't be unreasonable.
How big was the special? Like, was it a big deal, or...?
I mean, it was the Season 3 premiere. It was a big deal.
Hypercube.
I would say there could be like some sort of like McDonald's tie-in, but I feel like that would normally only go to a movie.
Oh my god, I hate how the music sounds right now. I really hate it.
Oh,
He's almost dead.
motherfucker.
The music and the sound effects just feel all kinds of bad.
On Discord, it's broken.
It's.
But if you listen to the live stream, it sounds fine.
It's.
I mean, I'm listening to it in the game, and in the game, it's off.
Oh, it's broken in the game?
I mean, it's stuttering for sure. Oh, that was not close enough.
Well, it's happening on Discord. It's definitely more than stuttering.
Yeah, it's just straight up breaking. Isn't it weird how you can, like, really only hurt them by hurting their feet? Like, why is that the only thing? Why is it always the foot?
That's not the only thing. You hit him with the lightning, you hit him with, well, I mean, I guess you hit him from below with, these things.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, but the last one, though, you could only hurt the foot, pretty much.
Yes. Please just hold on, actually. Hold on. We gotta...
Hold on. Holding
that
on.
button. Whew, okay. Playing this one safe.
You almost got him. Yeah, you ran right into the goo. Now you are Cube. Oh, it's Nick right there.
And that's why we do that. I am so happy I put a save state right there.
Yep. There's Chip over there. Chip makes you health better, right?
Yes.
Chip.
Cheesy poofs. Motherfucker. I know it's not the right invention, Jimmy. I was collecting the health. Seems to have done nothing for me now that I have taken 2 hits.
It did a little something for you. You're a little better off than you were before.
Thank you.
Hey!
Fucking writhe, bitch. I'm not even happy you're dead. I feel nothing. Your death is meaningless. To me.
Just all of ours. Don't know why my voice refused to say that in a normal way, but okay. Nick. Nickelodeon. He's fucking sad. He looks so depressed. He's like, I killed it. I can't believe I killed it.
Good one, Jimmy. Now we can listen to Greystar in peace. Nice one, Neutron. Way to mop up your own mess.
I wonder if Greystar needs a...
Why does she have her movie design?
Because they just copied the models from Jet Fusion.
Yes, Jimmy, everything is back to normal.
I pointed that out at the beginning of the
Why'd she
playthrough.
I think I missed the beginning of the playthrough. Also, why'd she have that design in Jet Fusion?
I have no idea. It seems like the people who made Jet Fusion were given an out-of-date style guide. That's my best guess.
Jimmy Neutron game makers just like movie Cindy, I guess.
Yeah, Jimmy Neutron versus Jimmy Negatron is the only one with TV show Cindy. Well, there it is. We've played all of the Jimmy Neutron games.
Yeah.
Well, no, I played all of the Jimmy Neutron games. You guys didn't do shit.
Matt did. You're right. Matt did it. Matt did all of it.
Next time you are at the main menu.
Oh.
In the bonus material section to find your bonus.
How do you feel? How do you feel after all that? Matt?
Yeah.
What is your emotional and physical state right now? Give us a brief rundown of how you're feeling after finishing all these games.
I don't have... I don't.
You don't.
I wonder what happens if I try to continue the game.
Or just takes you to the final boss again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, fuck that. Yes, I want to end the current emulation.
What are you gonna do next, Matt?
Nicktoons Unite. I told you to put the
Nice.
picture up.
I'm looking forward to Nicktoons Unite.
Thank you everyone who joined us. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you guys for being with me through all these games.
Oh,
They
no
all...
problem.
It was not...
It was...
I mean, it was fun. It was funny to, like, be able to, like, play through all this shit, but at the same time, these games were so fucking bad. Like, genuinely, these games suck.
They're just, I think, like, the biggest problem I saw with them just as a viewer is they look boring.
No, not boring. They are not boring. They are tedious. There's a difference there. Attack of the Twonkies was a little boring. Like, most of it was boring, but, mostly the problem I have with these games is tedium. They are way too tedious.